Ethan Parker stepped out of the taxi, the cool San Francisco breeze wrapping around him like a welcoming embrace. He glanced up at the boutique hotel, its charming facade adorned with vibrant murals that reflected the city's artistic spirit. This was his first visit to San Francisco, and he felt a rush of excitement coursing through him. As a travel blogger, he had explored countless cities, but there was something uniquely captivating about this one. With his backpack slung over one shoulder, Ethan entered the lobby, greeted by the warm glow of vintage lamps and the soft hum of conversation. The air was filled with the rich aroma of freshly brewed coffee from the cafe corner. He approached the reception desk, where a friendly clerk welcomed him with a bright smile. "Welcome to the Artistry Hotel. Checking in." "Yes, I have a reservation under Ethan Parker," he replied, his voice brimming with enthusiasm. As he received his key card, Ethan couldn't help but feel a sense of adventure bubbling within him. He had planned to explore the city's iconic landmarks and hidden gems, capturing every moment for his blog. After all, this was what he lived for, the thrill of discovery and the stories waiting to be told. After dropping off his bags in his cozy room, Ethan decided to head out and soak in the sights. The sun hung low in the sky, casting a golden hue over the streets. He wandered through Fisherman's Wharf, indulging in clam chowder served in a sourdough bread bowl while watching sea lions basking on the docks. Each moment felt like a postcard come to life. As evening approached, Ethan found himself strolling along Pier 39, captivated by the vibrant atmosphere. Street performers entertained crowds with music and magic tricks, while laughter echoed around him. It was here that he noticed a small art gallery tucked away between two bustling shops. Intrigued, he stepped inside. The gallery was filled with stunning pieces from local artists, each canvas telling its own story. As he admired a particularly striking painting of the Golden Gate Bridge at sunset, Ethan felt a presence beside him. He turned to see a man studying the same piece. "Isn't it beautiful?" the man said, his voice smooth and inviting. Ethan smiled back. "Absolutely. It captures the essence of this city perfectly." The man introduced himself as Liam Carter, an artist who had recently moved to San Francisco in search of inspiration. There was something about Liam's demeanor, his thoughtful gaze and gentle smile, that drew Ethan in. "I'm here for just a few days," Ethan shared, "but I'm hoping to find some hidden gems to write about." Liam chuckled softly. "You might want to check out some local spots away from the tourist traps. I could show you around if you'd like." Ethan's heart raced at the thought of spending more time with Liam. "I'd love that. I'm always up for an adventure." They exchanged numbers and agreed to meet later that evening for dinner at a nearby restaurant known for its eclectic menu. As they left the gallery together, Ethan felt an exhilarating sense of possibility hanging in the air. Later that night, as Ethan prepared for dinner, he couldn't shake off the feeling that this trip was going to be different from any other he had taken before. There was something special about meeting Liam, a connection that felt both thrilling and comforting. Arriving at the restaurant, Ethan spotted Liam seated at a table by the window, his eyes sparkling with anticipation as he waved him over. They spent hours talking over delicious food and wine, sharing stories about their lives and dreams. Laughter flowed easily between them as they discovered shared interests and passions. Just as they were finishing dessert, another figure approached their table, a tall man with an easy smile and an air of confidence that instantly drew attention. "Mind if I join you?" he asked playfully. "Of course. I'm Ethan," he replied, gesturing for him to sit down. "I'm Noah Bennett," said the newcomer as he settled into his chair. "I couldn't help but overhear your conversation about art and travel, two of my favorite topics." The three quickly fell into conversation, each sharing their experiences and aspirations. Noah's charm and wit added another layer of excitement to their evening. As they laughed together under the soft glow of candlelight, Ethan felt an undeniable spark among them, a chemistry that was both electrifying and unexpected. As they left the restaurant together, walking side by side under the twinkling lights of San Francisco's streets, Ethan couldn't shake off a feeling that this trip would lead him somewhere extraordinary, somewhere beyond just sightseeing or blogging. Little did he know how deeply intertwined their lives would soon become. The next morning, the sun filtered through the curtains of Ethan's hotel room, casting a warm glow across the space. He stretched and smiled, recalling the laughter and connection he had shared with Liam and Noah the night before. Today was a new day, full of potential and promise, and he was eager to explore San Francisco further. After a quick breakfast at the hotel cafe, Ethan texted Liam to see if they were still on for their planned adventure. Almost immediately, his phone buzzed with a reply, "Absolutely. Let's meet at the ferry building in an hour." "Can't wait." Ethan felt a rush of excitement as he made his way to the ferry building marketplace. The bustling atmosphere was alive with vendors selling fresh produce, artisanal cheeses, and gourmet treats. As he wandered through the vibrant stalls, he marveled at the array of colors and scents surrounding him. When he spotted Liam leaning against a wooden railing overlooking the bay, Ethan's heart skipped a beat. Dressed casually in a fitted shirt and jeans, Liam looked effortlessly stylish. He waved enthusiastically as Ethan approached. "Good morning. Ready for some exploring?" Liam asked, his eyes sparkling with enthusiasm. "Absolutely. What's first on our agenda?" Ethan replied, feeling a thrill at the prospect of spending more time with him. Liam grinned and pointed towards a nearby ferry. "How about we take a ride to Sausalito? The views are incredible from the water." Ethan nodded eagerly, and they hopped onto the ferry just as it was about to depart. As they glided across the bay, Ethan couldn't help but steal glances at Liam. The way his hair danced in the wind and how he leaned against the railing with a carefree demeanor made Ethan's heart race. Once they arrived in Sausalito, they stepped off the ferry and were greeted by stunning views of the San Francisco skyline across the water. The charming waterfront town was dotted with colorful houses and quaint shops. They strolled along the promenade, chatting about everything from art to travel experiences. "Do you ever feel like you're searching for something?" Liam asked suddenly, his expression thoughtful. Ethan paused for a moment, surprised by the depth of the question. "All the time. I think that's why I travel. Each new place feels like a chance to discover something about myself." Liam nodded slowly. "I get that. As an artist, I'm always looking for inspiration, but sometimes it feels elusive." They wandered into an art gallery showcasing local artists' work. Each piece resonated with emotion and creativity, sparking conversations about their interpretations of art and life. Ethan found himself captivated not only by the artwork but also by Liam's passion as he spoke about his own creations. After leaving the gallery, they decided to grab lunch at a cozy cafe overlooking the water. As they sat outside, enjoying fresh seafood and crisp salads, Ethan felt an undeniable connection growing between them, a bond that felt both thrilling and comforting. Just as they were finishing their meal, Noah arrived, waving enthusiastically as he approached their table. "Hey there. Sorry I'm late, got caught up in a meeting," he said with an apologetic smile. "Not a problem. We were just talking about art," Ethan replied. Noah's eyes lit up with interest. "Art. Count me in. What have you two discovered?" As they shared their thoughts on creativity over lunch, Ethan couldn't help but admire how effortlessly Noah fit into their dynamic. His charm added an exciting energy to their trio. They decided to explore more of Sausalito together after lunch. The three wandered through charming streets lined with boutiques and galleries. They laughed as they tried on quirky hats in a local shop and posed for silly pictures in front of colorful murals. Each moment felt like an adventure filled with spontaneity. As evening approached, they found themselves at a small beach just outside Sausalito. The sun began to set behind them, painting the sky in hues of orange and pink. They settled on the sand, watching as waves lapped gently against the shore. "This is perfect," Ethan said softly, feeling contentment wash over him. "I could stay here forever," Liam added, his gaze fixed on the horizon. Noah chuckled lightly. "Well, we can't stay forever, but we can make this moment last." As they sat together in comfortable silence, Ethan felt an overwhelming sense of connection among them, a bond that transcended mere friendship. It was as if they were all searching for something deeper together. Suddenly, Noah turned to them with a mischievous grin. "How about we make this more interesting? Let's share one thing we've never told anyone else." Ethan's heart raced at the idea, it felt like stepping into uncharted territory. They each took turns sharing secrets, vulnerabilities that revealed their true selves beneath their confident exteriors. When it was Ethan's turn, he took a deep breath. "I've always been afraid of falling in love," he admitted quietly. "I travel because it allows me to connect without getting too close." Liam looked at him intently before responding softly, "It takes courage to be vulnerable." Noah nodded in agreement but added playfully, "Well then, let's make sure we keep pushing each other out of our comfort zones." As laughter erupted again among them under the fading light of day, Ethan realized that this trip was becoming more than just an exploration of San Francisco, it was transforming into something profoundly meaningful. The sun dipped below the horizon as they shared stories under a blanket of stars, a perfect end to an unforgettable day filled with new connections and endless possibilities. The next day dawned bright and clear, the kind of morning that seemed to promise adventure. Ethan woke up with a sense of anticipation, his mind still buzzing from the previous night's revelations. He had shared secrets with Liam and Noah, and the bond between them felt stronger than ever. As he got ready, he couldn't shake the feeling that something significant was unfolding. After a quick breakfast, Ethan texted Liam to see if they could meet up. A few minutes later, his phone buzzed with a reply, "Let's meet at the hotel lobby in half an hour. I have an idea for today." Ethan's heart raced at the thought of spending more time with Liam. He hurried down to the lobby, where Liam was already waiting, a mischievous smile on his face. "Good morning. Are you ready for an adventure?" Liam asked, his eyes sparkling. "Always," Ethan replied, grinning back. "Great. I thought we could take a walk through Golden Gate Park and then visit the De Young Museum. I hear they have an incredible exhibit right now," Liam suggested. Ethan nodded enthusiastically. "Sounds perfect." As they made their way to the park, Ethan felt a sense of ease in Liam's presence. They chatted about everything from their favorite movies to their childhood dreams. The conversation flowed effortlessly, punctuated by laughter and playful teasing. Once they arrived at Golden Gate Park, they strolled along winding paths lined with towering trees and vibrant flowers. The park was alive with people, families picnicking, joggers passing by, and artists capturing the beauty around them. Ethan felt invigorated by the atmosphere. "Let's rent some bikes," Liam suggested suddenly, pointing to a nearby bike rental station. "I'm in," Ethan replied, excitement bubbling within him. They hopped on their bikes and rode through the park, feeling the wind rush past them as they pedaled along scenic trails. Ethan couldn't help but steal glances at Liam as they rode side by side. There was something captivating about the way he embraced life so fully. After an exhilarating ride, they parked their bikes and headed into the De Young Museum. The modern architecture of the building was striking, and inside, they were greeted by stunning works of art from various periods and cultures. As they wandered through the galleries, Ethan found himself drawn to a particular painting, a vibrant abstract piece that seemed to pulse with energy. He stood in front of it for several moments, lost in thought. "What do you see?" Liam asked softly, standing beside him. Ethan turned to him, surprised by the question. "I see chaos and beauty intertwined," he replied thoughtfully. "It reminds me that life is messy but also full of color." Liam smiled appreciatively. "That's a beautiful interpretation." They continued exploring the museum, sharing their thoughts on each piece of art they encountered. The deeper their conversation became, the more Ethan felt a connection growing between them, an unspoken understanding that transcended words. After spending hours immersed in creativity, they decided to take a break at the museum cafe. Over coffee and pastries, they reflected on their day so far. "I'm really glad we met," Liam said suddenly, his gaze steady on Ethan's face. "You bring out something different in me." Ethan felt his heart skip a beat at Liam's words. "I feel the same way," he admitted quietly. "There's something special about this trip, about us." Just then, Noah joined them at the table, his energy infectious as he plopped down with a grin. "Hey, I hope I'm not interrupting anything too deep." Ethan and Liam exchanged amused glances before shaking their heads. "Not at all. We were just discussing art," Ethan replied. Noah raised an eyebrow playfully. "Art? Sounds like you two are getting all philosophical without me." They spent the next hour catching up over lunch as Noah shared stories from his business conference while Ethan and Liam chimed in with their own adventures from the day. Laughter filled the air as they playfully teased one another. After lunch, Noah suggested exploring Haight-Ashbury, the birthplace of the counterculture movement in the 1960s. "It'll be fun. Let's check out some vintage shops and maybe find some unique souvenirs," he proposed. Ethan and Liam exchanged excited looks before nodding in agreement. The three of them made their way to Haight-Ashbury, where colorful storefronts lined the streets like a vibrant tapestry of history and culture. As they wandered through quirky shops filled with tie-dye clothing and eclectic art pieces, Ethan felt a sense of freedom enveloping him, a feeling that anything was possible in this moment. They stumbled upon a small record shop where Noah insisted on showing off his vinyl collection knowledge. As he flipped through records with enthusiasm, Ethan noticed Liam watching him with admiration. "Looks like someone has a passion for music," Ethan teased lightly. Noah grinned back. "What can I say? Music is life." After spending time browsing records and laughing at old album covers, they decided to head outside for some fresh air. The sun began to set behind them, casting a warm glow over everything as they found themselves in front of a small park filled with people playing music and dancing. "Let's join them," Noah exclaimed excitedly. Without hesitation, they stepped into the park where laughter echoed around them. The atmosphere was electric as people danced freely to live music while others gathered around bonfires sharing stories and laughter. Ethan watched as Liam let loose, his laughter ringing out as he danced under the fading sun. There was something undeniably magnetic about his spirit. It drew Ethan closer until he found himself joining in on the fun. As night fell and stars began to twinkle above them like diamonds scattered across velvet fabric, Ethan felt an overwhelming sense of joy wash over him, a feeling that this trip was becoming something far more profound than he had ever anticipated. In that moment, surrounded by laughter and music, and with two incredible people by his side, Ethan realized he was not just exploring San Francisco, he was exploring parts of himself he had long kept hidden away. The following day dawned with a sense of anticipation that hung in the air like the morning mist over San Francisco. Ethan awoke to the sound of seagulls calling outside his window, a reminder that he was still in this vibrant city filled with endless possibilities. He felt a mix of excitement and nervousness as he thought about what lay ahead. The bond between him, Liam, and Noah had deepened significantly over the last few days, but something unspoken lingered beneath the surface, a tension that was both thrilling and intimidating. After a quick breakfast, Ethan decided to text both Liam and Noah to see if they wanted to meet up. He suggested they explore the Mission District, known for its colorful murals and lively atmosphere. Within minutes, he received enthusiastic replies from both of them, and they agreed to meet at a cafe called Tartine Bakery. As Ethan walked through the streets toward the cafe, he couldn't help but replay moments from the previous days in his mind, the laughter, the shared secrets, and the undeniable chemistry that had developed among them. He felt drawn to both Liam's artistic spirit and Noah's charismatic energy, but he was also aware of the complexity that came with such feelings. When he arrived at Tartine Bakery, the warm scent of freshly baked bread enveloped him. He spotted Liam and Noah already seated at a table outside, their faces illuminated by the soft morning light. "Hey, we saved you a spot," Noah called out as Ethan approached. "Thanks. I can't wait to try their pastries," Ethan replied, sliding into a chair. They ordered an assortment of pastries and coffee, enjoying the delicious food while chatting about their plans for the day. As they discussed which murals to visit first, Ethan noticed a shift in the atmosphere, an undercurrent of tension that seemed to pulse between them. After finishing their breakfast, they set off into the Mission District. The streets were alive with color, vibrant murals adorned nearly every wall, each telling its own story. Ethan felt inspired by the creativity surrounding him, but he also sensed that something was brewing beneath the surface among his companions. As they wandered through alleyways filled with art, Ethan found himself standing in front of a particularly striking mural depicting a phoenix rising from flames. He admired it for a moment before turning to Liam and Noah. "This one really speaks to me," he said. "It's about transformation and rebirth." Liam nodded thoughtfully. "Art has a way of reflecting our inner struggles and triumphs." Noah chimed in with a grin, "And sometimes it's just about looking good on Instagram." Ethan laughed, appreciating how easily they could shift from deep conversations to lighthearted banter. But as they moved on to another mural, he noticed Liam stepping back slightly, his expression contemplative. "Is everything okay?" Ethan asked gently. Liam hesitated before responding. "I've just been thinking about what we talked about last night, the things we shared." Ethan's heart raced at the mention of their confessions. "Yeah, me too." Noah looked between them curiously but remained silent, sensing the shift in energy. "I don't want to complicate things," Liam continued, his voice barely above a whisper. "But I can't help feeling drawn to both of you." Ethan's breath caught in his throat as he processed Liam's words. "I feel it too," he admitted finally. "There's something special here." Noah broke the tension with a laugh that felt forced but lightened the mood nonetheless. "Well then, Let's not overthink it. We're all here to have fun and enjoy each other's company. But Ethan could see that it wasn't just fun for Liam, it was deeper than that. They resumed walking through the district, but Ethan felt an ache in his chest as he tried to navigate his feelings for both men. As they reached Dolores Park, they found a sunny spot on the grass and settled down for a break. The park was filled with people enjoying picnics and games, laughter echoed around them like music. "I love this place," Noah said as he stretched out on the grass. "It feels so alive." "Yeah," Ethan agreed, glancing at Liam beside him. "It's perfect." As they lounged there under the sun, Ethan couldn't shake off the weight of their earlier conversation. He turned to Liam again. "What do you want out of this? Out of us?" Liam looked thoughtful for a moment before answering. "I want to explore this connection we have, to see where it leads us without any pressure." Ethan nodded slowly, feeling relief wash over him at Liam's words. It felt liberating to acknowledge their feelings without fear of what might come next. Noah interrupted their moment by sitting up suddenly. "Okay, how about we play some games? I challenge you both to a round of frisbee." Ethan laughed at Noah's enthusiasm as he jumped up from his spot on the grass. They spent the next hour running around in playful competition, throwing frisbees back and forth while teasing each other about who had better aim. As dusk began to settle over San Francisco, they collapsed onto the grass in exhaustion. But exhilaration coursed through them all. Laughter echoed around them as they caught their breath. "Best day ever," Noah declared dramatically. Ethan smiled widely at both of them, his heart full yet conflicted by emotions swirling within him. Just then, Liam leaned closer to Ethan, his voice low and sincere. "I'm really glad we're doing this together." Ethan felt warmth spread through him at Liam's words. There was something undeniably powerful about sharing this experience with both men, an adventure that transcended mere friendship. As they sat together under a sky painted with stars, Ethan realized that whatever happened next would be part of their journey, a journey filled with laughter, connection, and perhaps even love. The following morning, Ethan awoke with a sense of anticipation mixed with anxiety. The previous day had been exhilarating, filled with laughter and connection, yet the unspoken feelings among him, Liam, and Noah loomed heavily in the air. As he lay in bed, he replayed their conversations in his mind, particularly the moment when they had acknowledged their attraction to one another. It was both thrilling and terrifying. After a quick shower and breakfast, Ethan decided to take a walk to clear his head. He strolled along the waterfront, the salty breeze ruffling his hair as he gazed out at the shimmering bay. The beauty of San Francisco surrounded him, but his thoughts were consumed by the complexities of his feelings for Liam and Noah. Just as he reached Pier 7, his phone buzzed with a message from Noah. "Hey. Let's meet at the hotel lobby in an hour. I have an idea for today." Ethan felt a surge of excitement but also apprehension. He texted back an enthusiastic reply and made his way back to the hotel. When he arrived at the lobby, he found Noah already there, pacing slightly with a playful grin on his face. Liam joined them moments later, looking relaxed yet focused. "All right, team, I have a plan," Noah announced dramatically. "We're going on a mini adventure today. We're going to visit some of the city's most iconic spots and finish off with a sunset picnic at Baker Beach." Ethan's heart raced at the thought of spending more time with both men in such a picturesque setting. "That sounds amazing," he replied, trying to mask his excitement. Liam nodded in agreement. "I love that idea. Let's do it." They set off toward their first destination, Lombard Street, known for its steep, winding turns and beautiful flowerbeds. As they climbed up the hill, Ethan felt invigorated by the challenge and the stunning views that unfolded before them. Once they reached the top, they paused to catch their breath and take in the breathtaking panorama of the city below. "This is incredible," Ethan said, feeling grateful for moments like this, moments that felt alive and full of potential. Noah snapped pictures of them against the backdrop of the iconic street while Liam stood close to Ethan, their shoulders brushing together. Each touch sent sparks through Ethan's body, intensifying his awareness of Liam's presence. After taking in Lombard Street, they continued their adventure through Chinatown, where vibrant colors and enticing smells enveloped them. They sampled dim sum from a local vendor and laughed as they tried to navigate through bustling streets filled with shops selling everything from silk garments to herbal remedies. As they wandered deeper into Chinatown, Ethan felt a growing sense of camaraderie among them, a bond that was both exhilarating and confusing. He could see how Liam's quiet intensity complemented Noah's exuberance. Together they created a dynamic that was impossible to ignore. Eventually, they made their way to Coit Tower for panoramic views of San Francisco. As they climbed up the winding staircase inside the tower, Ethan felt a mix of excitement and tension building between them, an unspoken understanding that something significant was shifting in their relationship. Once at the top, they stepped outside onto the observation deck. The view was breathtaking, the city sprawled out beneath them like a vibrant tapestry woven with life and energy. "This is what it's all about," Noah said, spreading his arms wide as if embracing everything around him. "Moments like this remind me why I love this city." Ethan turned to Liam, who stood beside him with an appreciative smile on his face. "It really is beautiful," Ethan agreed softly. As they stood together in silence, Ethan felt an urge to bridge the gap that had formed between them since their last heartfelt conversation. "Can we talk about what we shared?" he asked quietly. Liam looked at him intently while Noah shifted slightly but remained attentive. "I think we should," Liam replied after a moment's pause. "It's important." Ethan took a deep breath before continuing. "I've been thinking about how special this connection is between us, how it feels different from anything I've experienced before." Noah nodded encouragingly. "I feel it too," he admitted. "There's something unique about what we have." Liam stepped closer to Ethan, his gaze unwavering. "I don't want to complicate things either," he said earnestly. "But I can't ignore how drawn I am to both of you." Ethan's heart raced at Liam's words. It felt liberating to finally voice what had been hanging in the air between them. "I want to explore this connection," Ethan said boldly, feeling emboldened by their honesty. "I don't want to run away from it." Noah smiled brightly at them both before adding playfully, "Then let's embrace it. We're all here together, let's see where this journey takes us." With newfound clarity and resolve among them, they descended Coit Tower feeling lighter than before, a weight lifted off their shoulders as they embraced their feelings openly. As they made their way toward Baker Beach for their picnic, laughter filled the air once again as they teased each other about who could throw a frisbee better or who would make the best sandwiches for lunch. When they finally reached Baker Beach just as the sun began its descent toward the horizon, Ethan felt a rush of gratitude wash over him. The golden light bathed everything in warmth, waves crashed gently against the shore as seagulls soared overhead. They spread out a blanket on the sand and unpacked their picnic, a delightful assortment of sandwiches, fruits, and snacks accompanied by sparkling water. As they ate together while watching surfers ride waves nearby and families enjoying beach games further down the shore, Ethan couldn't help but feel that this was exactly where he was meant to be, surrounded by two incredible people who understood him on levels he hadn't anticipated. With laughter echoing around them as they shared stories over food under an orange sky painted with hues of pink and purple, the atmosphere felt charged with possibility. As dusk settled over San Francisco like a soft blanket enveloping them in warmth, Ethan realized that whatever happened next would be part of their journey, a journey filled with discovery not just about each other but also about themselves. The following day dawned with a sense of both excitement and uncertainty. Ethan woke up feeling the lingering warmth of the previous night's picnic at Baker Beach, where they had shared laughter, food, and the promise of something deeper. He could still hear Noah's playful banter and see the way Liam's eyes sparkled in the fading light. But now, as he lay in bed, he wondered how they would navigate this new territory they had ventured into together. After a quick shower and breakfast, Ethan decided to text Liam and Noah to see if they wanted to meet for brunch. He suggested a trendy cafe in the Castro district known for its vibrant atmosphere and delicious food. Within minutes, he received enthusiastic responses from both of them. When Ethan arrived at the cafe, he spotted Noah waving excitedly from a table outside. Liam was already seated, his gaze focused on the menu. As Ethan approached, he felt a rush of warmth at the sight of them together, two men who had quickly become so important to him. "Good morning," Ethan greeted as he took a seat. "Morning. We've been debating what to order," Noah said with a grin. "I'm definitely getting the avocado toast. It's supposed to be legendary." Liam chuckled softly. "I'm leaning toward the breakfast burrito. It sounds incredible." Ethan scanned the menu and decided to join Noah with the avocado toast. "I'll try that too. Can't resist a good avocado toast." They placed their orders and settled into easy conversation about their plans for the day. As they chatted, Ethan felt an undercurrent of excitement mixed with nervousness, It was clear that their relationship was evolving, but he wasn't sure how to express his feelings without complicating things. After brunch, they decided to explore the Castro district further. The streets were alive with color and energy, rainbow flags adorned storefronts and homes, celebrating love and acceptance. As they wandered through the neighborhood, Ethan felt a sense of belonging wash over him. This was a place where love was celebrated in all its forms. They stopped at a small bookstore filled with LGBTQ+ literature and art. Ethan browsed through the shelves while Liam and Noah chatted animatedly nearby. He picked up a book about queer history, feeling drawn to its stories of resilience and love. As they left the bookstore, Noah suggested they visit Twin Peaks for panoramic views of the city. "It's one of my favorite spots. The view is breathtaking," he said excitedly. Ethan nodded in agreement. He loved exploring new places with them. The hike up to Twin Peaks was invigorating, and as they reached the top, Ethan was struck by the stunning vista before him, the sprawling city laid out like a vibrant patchwork quilt beneath a brilliant blue sky. "This is amazing," Ethan breathed, taking it all in. "I know. It's one of those places that makes you appreciate life," Noah said as he snapped pictures of them against the backdrop. Liam stood close to Ethan, their shoulders brushing again, a simple touch that sent shivers down Ethan's spine. "It really puts things into perspective," Liam said quietly. As they took in the view together, Ethan felt compelled to address what had been weighing on his mind since their picnic. "Can we talk about what this all means?" he asked hesitantly. Noah looked between them with curiosity while Liam nodded slowly. "I think we should." Ethan took a deep breath, gathering his thoughts. "I've really enjoyed our time together, more than I expected. I feel this connection with both of you that's unlike anything I've ever experienced." Liam's gaze softened as he listened intently. "I feel it too," he admitted softly. "It's been refreshing to be open about our feelings." Noah chimed in with enthusiasm, "Same here. I think it's incredible that we can explore this together without any pressure or expectations." Ethan felt relief wash over him at their openness. It was reassuring to know they were on the same page. "So where do we go from here?" he asked. Liam smiled gently. "I think we take it one step at a time, enjoying each moment as it comes without rushing into anything." Noah nodded vigorously in agreement. "Exactly. Let's just see where this journey takes us, together." With newfound clarity among them, they descended Twin Peaks feeling lighter than before, a weight lifted off their shoulders as they embraced their feelings openly. As they made their way back down into the city, laughter filled the air once again as they joked about everything from their favorite movies to silly childhood stories. Each moment felt precious, a reminder that life was meant to be lived fully. Later that evening, they returned to their hotel room after a day filled with exploration and connection. The atmosphere buzzed with excitement as they settled onto the couch together. "I have an idea," Noah said suddenly, his eyes sparkling mischievously. "Let's have a movie night. We can pick some classic films and just relax." Ethan grinned at the suggestion while Liam nodded enthusiastically. "That sounds perfect." They spent hours watching movies, sharing popcorn and laughing at old favorites while cozying up on the couch together. As the night wore on, Ethan felt an overwhelming sense of happiness enveloping him. This was what he had been searching for, a sense of belonging and connection that transcended boundaries. As the final credits rolled on their last movie, Noah stretched out lazily on the couch while Liam leaned back beside him. Ethan couldn't help but smile at how comfortable they all felt together, a newfound family forged through shared experiences and vulnerability. "Thank you both for an incredible day," Ethan said sincerely as he looked at them both. "Here's to many more adventures together," Noah replied with a wink. Liam reached over and squeezed Ethan's hand gently, a simple gesture that sent warmth flooding through him. "I'm grateful for you both," he said softly. As they sat there under soft lighting in their hotel room, three souls intertwined by fate, Ethan realized that whatever lay ahead would be part of an extraordinary journey filled with love, laughter, and endless possibilities.